I launched Uncloseted Media after 10 years of working in mainstream media, at the Wall Street Journal and 60 Minutes. I've embedded with the Ku Klux Klan, with the Michigan Militia, and with terrorist groups like Adam Waffen. I started looking at America's anti-LGBTQ ecosystem.
You're speaking publicly at every hearing. Why won't you answer a media question now?
Again, I just like to do it in the context of like a more casual conversation.
And I learned that these groups are arguably more insidious because they have the power, the money, and the resources to actually roll back our community's rights in real time. There was no go-to publication covering the LGBTQ community with the rigor and the depth that was warranted. That's why I knew Uncloseted Media had to launch as a nonprofit newsroom. Since we've launched, we've published over 100 stories, but what's critical for us is to reach all Americans in all 50 states. We've been on the cover of the Idaho Statesman and the Chicago Sun-Times, and we've been republished by dozens of mainstream media publications and appeared on national news highlighting our important work. Lawyers and politicians have used our reporting in cases involving the hundreds of anti-LGBTQ bills that are currently sweeping through state legislatures.
I'm just one of many veterans that fought for the freedoms of the people that you intend to control with this atrocious piece of legislation.
My family and who I am should not be up for debate.
We've won awards for our journalism, in particular for stories where we elevate the voices of people who are almost always left unheard.
I saw dozens of headlines about Trump shutting down the 988 suicide hotline for LGBTQ youth, but what really made our story impactful was connecting with Jenna Brown, a 15-year-old queer kid in rural North Carolina. She had personally used the hotline and described it as life-saving.
Part of why I got into journalism is because of frustration with the ways that media and political landscapes have left out many marginalized groups. Despite the fact that trans people in particular have become a major topic in the news over the past few years, we rarely actually get to have our voices as the ones telling our stories.
We're living in a world of unprecedented and rampant misinformation. And this is all occurring at a time of a double whammy, where the LGBTQ community and the freedom of the press is under attack and threat. Uncloseted Media's work isn't only urgent, it's critical. The federal government has passed a litany of executive orders, including one that says transgender people in their eyes don't exist. And roughly 40% of LGBTQ kids in America seriously considered suicide in the last year. No matter where you stand politically, that should alarm everyone. What's next for Uncloseted Media? We're going to continue to expose systems of ignorance and oppression. We're just getting started as we move deeper into our second year where investigative LGBTQ-focused journalism is more important and critical than ever.